Hello my friends, this is the video that I made on NIO on July the 9th when the price of this asset was at $4.46 on the regular hours and at $4.54 on the pre-market trading hours. And my main assumption was that as long as these two pivot hold, we have to see the movement to the upside that potentially should retest the $5 mark. And we had an upside potential of about 12%, but at the same time the downside potential was also quite substantial because the lower stop loss order should be slightly below $4.2, and that is why this setup was extremely risky, and I didn't encourage you to use this trade, but it was there. This setup was there. And let me show you the current price action. As you can see, we were at this point and we started to go to the upside, but then we retraced pretty much on almost the same territory that we were previously. And I have to admit that so far I don't like this price action, but everything I will explain you in just several minutes in my technical analysis. And as you can see right here, I was basically right that we have to see the movement to the upside. That is another evidence how powerful technical analysis is, but I have to admit that this is the result of my experience. And if you want to use my experience in your favor, if you want to know more about technical analysis, feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel and to join my Patreon account, where for the $35 a month you will be able to drastically enhance your trading skills. On top of that, for the first 100 subscribers, I will do a giveaway. I will do a technical analysis based on your request on any asset that you might find. On top of that, guys, and it is the most lucrative offer, for now there is not so many people inside the Discord group. That is why almost 100% of my time will be dedicated to you. And it is pretty much one-on-one training for the value of $450 a month, but for the fraction of this cost, for just $35 a month. And I think it is quite fair deal.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed, born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
So guys, and let's continue with the price action again. I have to say that NIO in general, let me zoom out to a daily time frame, NIO in general is in substantial downtrend. And as you can see, we are scratching the bottom, the local bottom for this asset that it set back in April, in mid of April of this year, and we don't have major breakouts to the upside that can break and will break the previous swing highs. That is why we cannot conclude that this asset is in uptrend. It is still in downtrend from its highest point to current range. But guys, I have to admit that we are nearing the point when we potentially might have the trend reversal. And in my technical analysis, I will show you what crucial points should not be broken in order to see this movement to the upside. And for now, let's continue with the fundamental news. First of all, I want to pay your attention that if you take a look on cnvpost.com, you will not find a lot of news directly related to NIO, and the most recent news that is directly related to NIO, and that might be the catalyst, even a short-term catalyst for this asset. We have just generic news that NIO shows off ET9's chassis capabilities in a new video. It is just an advertisement, some kind of advertisement video. And in general, if you take a look on the results from Google, if you type in Google search bar NIO Stock and switch to New Stuff folder, you will see the most recent updates. And I have to say that we don't have the news that is younger than 2 weeks old, and even this one, let me quote it for you. NIO delivers doubled in June. Why is the stock still lagging? And guys, this type of titles cannot reflect the general sentiment of NIO production rates, because we always have to use the data not only from 1 month, but from multiple months. And if you take a look on this chart, NIO weekly insurance registrations in China, you can see that 2 weeks ago, NIO pretty much set up the record high level of their registrations. But since then, it dropped significantly, almost 50% below its previous top. And guys, if you take a look on the numbers itself, NIO delivered 3,400 vehicles in the last week from July 8th till July 14th. And I have to say that all the auto manufacturers have quite mixed behavior in their registrations. As you can see, Li Auto has the increase in their insurance registrations. Xpeng is pretty much flat from the previous week, but it has a decrease from the week before previous week. Next one, Tesla is in uptrend, but basically 2 weeks in a row right after its local high, they dropped significantly. And other car manufacturers are also not in the best shape. As you can see, Xiaomi has a quite substantial decrease in their numbers as well. So that is why, guys, EV market is not in the recovery mode. That is why you have to be very cautious. On top of that, if you take a look on the list of institutional investors, and first of all, let me pay your attention to this chart again. It is the institutional ownership of NIO Stock, and as you can see, we don't have the uptrend yet. From time to time, from several months, we have a slight increase in the number of these holdings, but eventually it dropped again to lower levels. That is why not so many investors, not so many so-called smart money investors want to hold NIO Stock in their investment portfolios. But I have to admit that a lot of them hold their position pretty strong. So, and let's continue with the most recent activity of the smart money. From the point where I made my previous video, from July the 9th, we have several filings. And I have to say that not almost all of them are pretty neutral, or a lot of them basically has a quite substantial decrease in number of shares. For example, IMC Chicago LLC reduced its position by half, almost by half, but they still hold 6.6 million shares. They also reduced their put position by about 10%, and they increased their call position by a quarter, almost a quarter, and they hold $14.6 million in value in call options. And guys, I have to say that we cannot see a clear trend for NIO. That is why we still, potentially, we still might have quite unimpressive price action on NIO's price chart. So, and let's continue with the price action, with the technical analysis. But before we dive deep right here, please subscribe to my channel, hit notification bell, and hit the like button. This helps me a lot. So guys, what should we expect next? I have to admit that without good news, without any news at all, and I showed you this just a couple of minutes ago, the only way where any asset might go is to the downside. And guys, if we exclude this breakout below this range of support, we can draw another line that potentially was the range of support for this asset. And if we project this line, if we clone this line and move it to the upside, you can see that again, without this random spike in its price, we have a very strong range of resistance. And these type of channels are not the most bullish one. I have to admit that most likely these type of channels break to the downside. And that is why, guys, I have to say that for now, I see more downwards pressure on this asset in the upcoming week. And that is why be cautious with any type of your long positions, because we are pretty much in nowhere's territory. We are hovering pretty much sideways, and I cannot tell you that we have a clear setup for certain movements. That is why my general sentiment is the following. I think we might retest this range of support. Potentially we might even break it, and in this case we have several previous swing lows where we might land. And if we don't have enough bullish news that is directly related to their sales, we will definitely break the $4.2 mark to the downside, and potentially we will establish new lower low. But this will happen, in my opinion, next week, if it ever happens. And in this case, I will do another update and I will show you where the potential trend reversal might be for the short-term holders, because for now we don't have any major signals for the investors to enter their long position for the long term if they want to see a clear signal. So I think that's all information that I want to provide you. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel with notification bell. And see you guys and girls next time. Bye.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, doing no cap. Only God wants you.